Welcome to episode 4 of collection 2 of the creative process. Hair metal. Today, we're going to turn this into this. But first, I forgot my coffee. I'll be right back. Hey, I want to let you know something. He's getting ready to lie to you. Here, listen. This is what it sounds like when he plays the drums. And this is what it sounds like when I play the drums. Oh, here he comes. I gotta go. I hope he wasn't too much of a nuisance. And now, coffee. Love my coffee. This week, the sections are the 5 steps. Recently, Joe from Home Studio Corner did a video where he laid out a 5-step process to mixing drums. We're going to try to follow his process in this video and see what we get. Put them on a bus. In this section, we explain why bussing is important to drums and how I think it should be done. Now balance them. Apply your volume and panning. Take the ring off. With a special guest appearance by my former fiance. Just kidding. Top down EQ and compression. This is where we introduce you to Milo the mixing mutt. Close mic time. Leppard. And finally, in the mix, where we listen to the whole song with the processed drums. Remember, there's links that'll take you directly to every one of these sections in the description below. So, let's let Joe tell you what the steps are.
Hey, Joe here from Home Studio Corner. Today let's talk about, step 1 of this process is to bus all your drums to a drum bus. What is a drum bus? Spend plenty of time on the balance. Once you fix that, use a stock EQ, just the basic EQ that comes with your software, to go in, hunt down that frequency, and then take it out. Obviously, commonalities are using EQ and compression on my drum bus. Now, it's really is, of course, you may want to use plugins on the individual tracks. There may need to be a little more EQ work.
Please go watch his entire video. There's a card up here. There's a link in the description. It'll help out his channel, and it's really informative. There's also a lot of information in his video that I'm not going to cover here because he already did it. Okay, so the first step is
to bus all your drums to a drum bus. What is a drum?
This is a good start. However, 15 years of doing live sound has taught me a thing or two. Mixing a drum kit is not like mixing an individual instrument. It simply isn't. The reason it isn't is because the drum kit is not a single instrument. The drum kit is a section. If you've ever done any orchestral mixing, you know what I'm talking about. I've mixed orchestras. When you mix an orchestra, you have your whole string section, and then within that you have your violins, and then within that you have each violinist. If you've got a good board that can handle this, you'll have all that bussed in levels so that you can get a good mix on your violinists, and then you can lay them in with the rest of the strings, and then you can lay the strings in with the whole orchestra. Drums are much the same way. Here, look, here's a drum line. You see the bass drum players, and you see the snare drum players, and you see the cymbal players, and you see the quints players. Quints are just portable toms. They're all different instruments, but then they come together into that one section. So that's the way I bus my drums.
Wait a minute, I thought bussing was a bad thing.
What?
Yeah, my buddy Tim,
him and a bunch of other kids used to have to take the bus an hour and a half to school and an hour and a half home every day so they could go to a school in a better part of town. Dude, that's the kind of busing they did when they integrated schools and neighborhoods were still segregated because people couldn't just up and move overnight. Right, so busing is a bad thing. Bus, as in a bus bar that carries one signal to many destinations, or vice versa.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi zoom dweeby.
Here is a logical flowchart of my drum busing. I have my drum bus here. Everything goes into that. I can put the entire mix up and down in the overall song mix with one slider. But what makes that up is my close mics, and my overheads, and my room mics, and my reverb. My kick and my snare, just like in the drum line, they were instruments. They're instruments here. They go directly into the close mics. Tom 1, Tom 2, and Tom 3 are a subsection. Each one is its own instrument, but the three of them together make up the toms. So the three of them feed the toms, and the toms goes into the close mics. My left overhead and my right overhead, individual mics, but they come together and create the overheads, which then feed up into the drum bus. The three room mics, room 1, left R8 and right R8, all come together to make the room mic sound, which then gets fed up into the drum bus. My reverb bus is fed by two reverbs, a short reverb over here and a long reverb over here. My kick, my snare, my Tom 1, Tom 2, and Tom 3 all feed into both reverbs. My room bus feeds into reverb 1. Then reverb 1 and reverb 2 come out into the reverb bus. This allows me to set the levels on them individually and then lay the entire mix of those two in with the drums. What was that second step?
Spend plenty of time on the balance. Once you have
Oh yeah! This is what the drums sound like, with absolutely nothing on them. All the volumes at unity. Not if I'm playing the drums. Yes, even if you're playing the drums. When I play the drums, it just sounds like your finished mix. No, it doesn't. Listen. See? All you did was put different text on the videos from the intro. Video doesn't lie. When I play the drums, it just sounds that way. Sure. And Kit could actually talk to Michael, too.
Hello, Michael.
You mean he can't? The first thing I'm going to do is my panning. Tom 1 gets panned to the right about 30%, because that's where it looks like it is. Tom 2 goes left about the same. Tom 3 goes left about 60. My left and right pairs, I have two of them. They get hard panned. All right, and from the panning, we now have this. Now let's do our volumes. Here is how I like to do my drum volume. First, I'm going to get a mix on my 3 room mics. Then, I'm going to get a mix on my 2 overheads. All I want to do with the 2 overheads is get them so that their volumes are the same. I'm going to put all that together. And I'm going to start bringing my close mics in. And that is step 2. Now Joe said the third step was...
To fix that, use a stock EQ, just the basic EQ that comes with your software, to go in, hunt down that frequency, and then take it out. Obviously.
Okay, so we need to get the ringing out. Dude, rings are the worst thing ever. They do sound pretty bad, but don't exaggerate things. No way, man. They're the absolute worst.
They never should have been invented.
They weren't invented, they just happened.
No way. I bought one for Linda, and then when we broke up, the courts made me give her money because they said that the ring was a contract for marriage.
Okay, you're right. Rings are the worst thing ever invented.
Thank you.
So do we have any ringing in the first place? I'm hearing a little bit on the snare and the kick. So this helps with the snare ring, and there's the kick ring. So this is without those cuts. And then with them. Alright, so now we're going to EQ and compress the whole kit. So first our EQ on the whole kit. Here it is without the EQ. And here it is with the EQ. Here it is without the compressor. And here it is with the compressor.
Or just let me play it.
We also used a little tape saturation. So here it is without the tape saturation. And here it is with the tape saturation. Pretty big difference. So that was on our whole drum kit. Alright, so the last step then is
Of course, you may want to use plugins on the individual tracks. There may need to be a little more EQ work on some.
we're going to extend that a little bit. We're going to say it includes our sub buses and our individual mics. And on the toms, I have a compressor and an EQ. Here it is with neither.
This is a lot of work. You just let me play them.
Here it is with EQ on the toms. Here it is with EQ and compression on the toms. On the overheads, I have an EQ and a multi-band compressor. Here it is with no effects. Here it is with EQ on the overheads.
This is a lot of work. You just let me play them.
Here it is with EQ and compression on the overheads. On the room mic, I have an EQ, and all I'm doing is a little top end flourish on the room mic. Here it is without the EQ. Here it is with the EQ. On my individual drums, there's some stuff going on with the kick. I added a multi-band splitter, which allows me to turn the volumes up and down on different bands, and an equalizer, and a multi-band compressor, and another equalizer.
This is a lot of work. You just let me play them.
This equalizer we'll go over later. This equalizer we'll go over now. Here it is with nothing on. Here it is with the multi-band splitter on and the higher frequencies turned down a hair. Here it is with the multi-band splitter and the multi-band compression. Here it is with the splitter, the compression, and a little Milo.
This is a lot of work. You just let me play them.
There's also some stuff going on the snare. Got a multi-band compressor and an EQ. Here it is with nothing. Here it is with a gate and the multi-band compressor. Here it is with all three effects. And last but not least, out here on the room mic, I got the pulsar compressor really cramming down on it. Let me solo that mic so you can hear just that mic. Here it is without the compression.
This is a lot of work. You just let me play them.
Here it is with the compression. So we're just destroying it, but then we're gonna put it way down here, bring it into the whole mix. Here it is without the compression in the mix. Here it is with the compression in the mix. He forgot a step. Pay special attention to this kick drum. You hear how it has a little ring on it? It's like going boom, and then there's a little higher pitched ring right afterward.
Dude, you're only making it worse.
Overall, they sound a lot better.
I'm Tom's kick drum. Doof, woo, doof, woo, doof, woo.
It's just a low frequency ring. A little EQ will get that right out.
Your compression is what put it there. Why not just take that out?
Because drums will sound bad without compression.
Not if you let me play them.
It does not sound like that when you play the drum. This is why we call the step les redos, because we go back and redo previous steps as necessary. You don't want to overdo it with this, but if something like that shows up in your mix, go back and fix it. Here it is one more time without the fix. Here it is with the fix. Another thing he forgot was reverb. You can't make 80s drums without reverb. Here I have two reverbs, a short one and a long one. This is what the short one sounds like. This is what the long one sounds like. This is what the two of them sound like together. And here they are in the mix. No reverb. Reverb. Here is how those drums sound in the mix. So what do you think? Is it starting to sound like hair metal? Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Come back next week when we work on that bass tone. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell so I can let you know next time I'm uploading a video. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, God bless, and have a great week.